Morning traders, and this is your Dax day trade review for today. So we had another green day, although the US markets were looking a little bit suspect. And if we just drill down into what actually transpired yesterday, so most of the week we had what looked like, last week we had what looked like a rolling over, didn't really materialize, and we continued running to the upside. Okay, there's no diversions or anything to be worried about at the moment. The only thing that I am concerned about is the awesome oscillator. So you can see how high these peaks are here and how they've come slower. And normally what happens is you have, there's a double top here, and then you have lower, lower until it rolls over. But at this stage, the trend is up. We had a little bit in the middle here, which was looking like a reversal. And you can see most of yesterday got this hanging man and then sideways. Okay. So very much, based on what's happening on the US markets, it's very difficult to see whether we are going to continue with this trend or go sideways. So one of the price action patterns that I see at the moment is strong move up, consolidation, break to the upside means more, break to the downside means a pullback for at least the height of that range. Trend is currently up if you look at the 3 hour. Sorry, we're on the 1 hour. So looking at the 1 hour, the trend is definitely up. We want to be trading a break of this range. Break to the upside is what we're looking for to go long. Break to the downside is what we're looking to go short. Okay. Now, just a lesson on gaps. A lot of people don't believe me on this, but let me share it with you. So we had this gap here. Just draw it in. So there's our gap. And the gap is from the close of the bar, of the last bar, to the opening of the bar. You can see there was the open, we pulled back, and that's the low there, so the tails are out of it. But the tails are important because that's pretty much where price goes to. So you can see we had the rally up, gap up, and then we had the pullback to try and attempt to close the gap. But the thing is, with gaps, these tails, this one here, it didn't really materialize, and this one here are very important because that is where the ambushes step in. And look what happened here. Right on the tail, nowhere near the gap, and that's where the buyer stepped in. So whenever you're looking at the gap, yes, gaps do close, but often the ambushes come in just above it or just below the gap if the gap's the downside. Okay, so just bear that in mind. So your target should always be first the opening, the tail of the opening. Okay, then your next target should be the first inside tail that you can see close to the gap, and then the third target would be the gap. Okay, so anyway, a bit of useless information for you, and let's just look at the 30-minute. Still nothing here that I can see. Trend is still up, very much to the upside, and we also are, you can see we had this massive spike and then straight into a range, or potentially the start of a channel. Okay. I think for me, we're going to have to see a break of some fractals, and I think that's the first fractal we need to see, and there's my second fractal, but I think the wise thing to do would be to pick it up off the 12 minute, and you can see that fractal there will be a valid entry. That fractal there is a valid entry to the upside at the moment. Okay, so I do suspect more sideways action today, to be honest, and if I look at my oscillators at the moment, we're looking pretty much overbought at the moment, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see us move back down. The question is whether we are going to break this fractal, possible, but then I suspect the buyers to step in at the bottom of the range. Okay, so we're going to have to break this range, and because there's so much happening here, look at the amount of tails at the top and tails at the bottom. I suspect it's going to be kind of difficult to get through here. Okay, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is politicians. This is what politicians do to our markets. Okay, so let's just move across to ichimoku. And to be honest with you, I think I'm going to be taking a long weekend. Don't see much here. Trend is up at the moment. We are consolidating. So we still need to break through this consolidation for me to even look at an opportunity to trade. Right now, we have a 29-point range, and I'm quite frankly not interested in that. Okay, so if we move to the 4-hour, you'll see we've got inside bar. Okay, so here's our pretty much almost an exhaustion bar. Then we've got this inside bar to the hanging man. Then we have a range bar and another range bar. So yes, we do have buyers stepping in here, but they're not getting in with much conviction. Okay, so if we do break below these tails here, that's going to be a signal for a short, stop above the top of that range, and you're going to be looking at each one of these tails for a buying opportunity. Trend is up, so we should be looking for a pullback to get into this market. Okay, so trend is very strong to the upside on the 4-hour at the moment. And if we look at the daily, Kijisen and Tekinson, I mean, I've been saying this all week, you want to see Kijisen and Tekinson come close together. They are coming up to meet price. Everything here is bullish on the daily. So I'm kind of reluctant to try and short this at the moment because, you know, pointless trying to pick a top in a bull trend. You're just going to get yourself burnt. So rather wait for some structure, a pullback, pick up a level, and then get back in long and just trade with the trend. So that's pretty much what we're looking for. I just don't see that opportunity right now. Okay, so right now I see massive consolidation. I see my bigger time frames being a little bit tired. So I do expect either continuation of this consolidation, allowing all my oscillators to ease off and notify us that we need to start looking for a trade. But until then, this thing is potentially forming a top, or it is just consolidating, ready for the move to the upside. 50-50 call which way it's going to go, and I'm not interested in that. So I want to see a break, a retest the break, and then continue long, or a break and then sort of a half, even if it's a half attempted retest of the break for a short. And then my first target is going to be this gap close, and you'll probably find that the range target is pretty much close to that. Okay, so anyway, that's my view for today. If we stay in this range, I'm not interested in it. If we do break to the downside, short scalp to the gap, and then depending what time of the market that is, probably a long, load in a long from there, but I'm not really keen to hold that over the weekend, not with what's going on with Brexit and trade wars, etc. And the big concerning factor for me is that we've had some really good earnings this week, and this is what's happening to the market this week. Pretty much nothing. Okay, anyway guys, I hope that helps you. If you like me, enjoy the long weekend and keep your money in your pocket. We'll pick it up again on Monday. Cheers for now.